So the third of Chris's 4 questions is, what is a Seder dinner and how is it celebrated? You know what was the best thing about the Seder Thursday night was that I sort of I stepped a little bit away from teaching the class, although I kept it on one of my computer screens. And I kept monitoring where the students were, but I was also participating in a virtual Seder last Thursday night. But the best thing about it, frankly, was it got me and my family together and away from some of the boredom that we've been feeling stuck at home. As you can see, I've changed a little bit. My daughter jokes that one of the things we do now is we sit around and we watch Papa's beard grow. And so getting together for a Seder dinner with relatives all over the country was a wonderful experience Thursday night. So what is it? It is a ritual celebration of Passover. It is in the form of a dinner with multiple prayers. Depending on how religious you are, it could take 12 hours. My family tends to have Seders that take an hour and a half, and because we tend to want to get to the eating. You can look up on YouTube various comedians making fun of this. And one that was shared, I'm blocking on his first name, but I think his last name is Maniscalco. He's an Italian-American comedian, and he was having a lot of fun talking about how he had been invited to a Seder by one of his Jewish friends, and he was contrasting Jewish food with Italian food, and he noted that it seems like Jewish food stops at breakfast in terms of how interesting it gets. It's like we can have a bagel and cream cheese and lox, and then after that it's not really all that funny. Or all that interesting. That's not exactly true, but the Seder is kind of a good example. We start with a big Seder plate, and every part of the Seder plate has a ritual function. But if you were to come into the Seder at the beginning and not see what we're actually going to eat for the meal, you're going to see a sprig of parsley, a dish of salt water, something bitter, maybe a bone with very little meat on it, and it'll be in the middle of the table as if we're all supposed to share this, as if it's a banquet. Oh, hi, Jerry. Jerry, I'm recording. Papa's recording. I am recording. I'm talking to my students. Do you want to say hi to my students? Hey, that's my son, Jerry. Okay, bye. Yeah. So he was with us for the Seder, and like I said, people all over the country. Those are the ritual foods that are shared kind of virtually, even back when we weren't virtual and we were all together at the Seder table. But it is a celebration of the biblical moment when the Jews were freed from slavery in Egypt. That's the purpose of Passover and the purpose of the Seder. And it is also very important when we have a Seder to remember those of us in the world who are still suffering from various forms of bondage. And we do talk about that during the Seder. For those of you who are Christian, you may find it interesting to note that the Last Supper, Jesus' Last Supper before his crucifixion, his trial and his crucifixion, was in fact a Seder. Jesus was Jewish, and he was celebrating a ritual Passover Seder for his Last Supper. So that's the third question, and we'll turn to the fourth in one more video.